Stephen, a 2-1 defeat to Cliftonville today. Can I get your thoughts on the game, please?
Yeah, look, it's a very disappointed dressing room. Obviously, we've missed a penalty, and of course we've missed a sitter. At the back post where Nettis has hit the ball and it's clipped up onto the crossbar when he should really score. And to not come away with at least a draw here today is very disappointing. I thought we competed incredibly well. I thought it was a warrior-like performance from our boys today. Cliftonville are an excellent side. They pass the ball great. They work their patterns. They've got good players all over the pitch. And when we reflect and look at the goals that we've conceded, we've made a mistake. We should win the ball in the midfield. We don't. We had 2 goals at trying to win it, and the ball breaks kindly for them. They score, and then the second goal. We just don't pick the man up in the box. We give him a free header, and that's sacrilege at this level of the game. And so there's great disappointment from some of our players in there around all of that. But take nothing away from the manner of the performance, because every man has put his body on the line out there, worked incredibly hard. We get a good goal and get back into the game. And as I say, the disappointment will be the missed penalty and the one that hits the crossbar when you should score.
I suppose the timing of things as well. When you look at the chance that we didn't take through Nettis, we missed that chance, and then Cliftonville, I think it was only a few minutes to go down the other end, and it should have been a 1-1, but very quickly is a 2-0.
Absolutely, timing is everything, and I said that exactly what you've just said to the boys on the bench. I said, we've just conceded a goal when we should really be, having scored at the other end. And look, that's football at this level. You'll get punished if you don't pick up people in the box. You'll get punished if you make silly mistakes. But as I say, the dressing room in there, how honestly they spoke to each other, and the disappointment they showed among themselves shows grit, fight and determination. And these guys are hurting a little bit around that. But that's what you want. You want them going home, angry at them, at not getting something from the game and wanting more from it. When you go home and you're easily beaten, and you're maybe beaten 3-4, 5-0, and the other, and I'm coming on to you and saying we weren't in this game today. We were beaten by a much better team, and it was a golfing class. Then you've got something to worry about. But when the team fights with that sort of performance and it hurts as much as they're hurting right now, I'll take that all day long. So pleased with the effort, really, really pleased with the effort. It's been a great start to the season for us all round, and to push a really, really good Cliftonville team as hard as we have in the last 10 or 15 minutes, they were glad to hear that final whistle.
And as we've seen at times already this season, we went right to the end today, even after missing the penalty. You might have thought that would be it. We would stop, we kept going and pull the goal back, albeit maybe just a little too late.
Yeah, time has just run out for us a little bit, and we threw the kitchen sink at it, and we pushed Jimmy up in the last 5 or 10 minutes just to try and put more pressure, into the box. But look, we just didn't get that break of the ball, which might have got us a point out of this game today. And as I say, I think a point and a draw may have been a fair result here, but it's all right thinking you might have got fair results. The game is finished, and it's 2-1 to Cliftonville, and we go home with nothing. But we'll lick our wounds, and we'll think it all through, and boys will be back in here working hard all week as we prepare for another big game next week. And that's the football game. You've got to roll with the punches, move on quickly, and probably the biggest disappointment for us today is Adam pulling his hamstring. That's we'll get that measured now, and as the week progresses around how severe that is. That could be 4 weeks, could be 6 weeks, could be 8 weeks. You don't know. And that's the big disappointment for us, and that's what squads are all about. And but I thought, and Danny Gibson and Nettis and Paul Heatley, there was powerful running in there today, and great effort and desire and focus to try and get into the box in the second half to get it, haul us back into this game. So lots of good things going on. I'll be pleased with all of that. We'll watch the game back in a day or two, and then regroup, get back at it next week.
Thank you, Stephen.